What's up, Brandy? We're just getting started here. Stand by. Oh my god, stop doing that. Okay. You did it again. Couple of things we gotta do here, because I was not paying attention. Uninstall! Then we save this, close this. We open it right back up. Everybody piled on in. What's up, everybody? We're just getting ready to get started here. Wapapapa. Ice Wolf, this is book 2, excuse me, in the series, and it is fantastic. We're on chapter 10 right now.
Distance. Traveling a short distance.
Okay.
Distance. Or distance.
My teacher wasn't in the mood to let me get out of my lesson that easily. Come on, Upsy, now. She threw both her arms out while shifting her weight back and forth from skate to skate. Upsy? I repeated. Yeah, as in get the hell off your butt when you do. Oopsies.
Repeated. Yeah, repeated.
Yeah, as in get the hell off your butt, or when you do, I'll beat it. Oh, my gosh. We're warming up.
I'll beat it.
Oh, okay. Oh, Lord help me.
I'll beat it.
Oh, you'd like to try, wouldn't you? She straightened her body to her full height, even pushing her hands on her hips. Is that a challenge? What if it is? You're not ready. I gave her a heated look, even though I was still sitting on the ice. Apparently, you don't know me very well. With that, I stood with ease, even daring to bend over as if taking a bow. I'll be damned, she whispered under her breath. You're right, I don't. So, how do you feel about a little friendly competition? The look she gave me could drill a man through the ice into a glacier layer below. What do you have in mind? I'll race you to the other side of the ice. The first one to get there wins. Her nose wrinkled, and the way she looked at me was with utter disbelief. You think you've learned enough? Gah.
Utter disbelief. You
Let's scroll so I don't have to stare at my toes the whole time.
think you've learned enough.
What? There we go. You think you've learned enough about not falling on your ass? Well, I don't know about that, but it's worth a try. And what are we playing for? I don't do something like this for nothing, you know. I risked the lie, moving closer to her. What do you want? If I win, then you take. Oopsies. Wickedly, I'm a lurk here for a while I work. Hey, I appreciate that. I've heard that before. One of my close friends, he's been my boy for a long time. He doesn't do the narration thing. And he came in and he caught one of my lives and he's like, "You sound like you're reading an anime." I watch a lot of anime. That's what I do. If I win, then you'll take me on the Zamboni for a ride one day. Well, that's all you want? You couldn't handle the rest. Did she? Whoops, we're gonna have to mute for a second. Just a quick second. See, my man does voice stuff too, and I listen to him all the time. Oh, that's awesome. Heck yeah. I heard that narrators are pretty cool. I gotta mute for a sentence, but I'll be right back. And we're back. He's voiced anime too. I'm jealous of that. I've always wanted to do animation video games. It's always been a dream of mine, but I just been studying the audiobooks. While she wasn't looking, that didn't mean she hadn't been given a bird's eye view of the huge bulge. What drove me crazy was that she appeared to have no what? Was that she appeared to have no idea I could be a hockey player. Not only was I allowed to let my hair down for the first time around a woman since I was maybe 17 years old, but I enjoyed being anonymous. A nobody that maybe she could like. Another challenge. So now we know nerds do it better. Heck yeah. Just gotta send the demo. Yeah, I know. A million irons in the fire. One day. Okay, another challenge. Boy, I can't find my spot today. There it is. The heat of her body kept the fire burning deep within. Fuck. The heat of her body kept the fire burning deep within every I don't like that. The heat of her body kept the fire burning deep within every muscle. And her scent. Sweet Jesus, her scent was driving me fucking insane. I couldn't tell if the wild effect was based on a combination of maybe her shower gel or hair products and whatever perfume she was wearing. Whatever the case, my balls were aching. I'll tell you what, I'll go easy on you tonight. A Zamboni ride it is. What do you want? She allowed herself to be more mischievous, her eyes twinkling as she skated around me in a complete circle once again. Oops. That was the wrong character. I'll tell you what. Tell you what. I'll go easy on you tonight. A Zamboni ride it is. What do you want? She allowed herself to be more mischievous, her eyes twinkling as she skated around me in a complete circle once again. I want a full date, dinner, and drinks. Her laugh floated not only between us, but all the way around toward the why did I add a whole word? Thank you for the heart. Thank you for the heart. Her laugh floated not only between us, but all the way toward the ceiling. Well, you're a complete. Oopsies, I'm missing words all over the place. Well, you're at a complete disadvantage since you've never skated before. Then you'll need to go easy on me, won't you? Another pouting look only garnered. Wow. Another pouting look only garnered a roll of her eyes. I only play fair, and that's not fair. So it's either my way, or we won't do this. By all means, play fair. Don't go easy on me. I can handle more heat than you believe I can. Than you believe I can. Rah! I love that you have a range and aren't just another deep voice. You actually act. Yeah, I don't have. I was actually speaking with another narrator, a very, I'd say, a mildly famous one. And they threw me a demo one time, and they said that I have an atypical romance voice. Now, narrating only romance, it's like, at first, you're like, ow, that hurts. But yeah, I don't have that, like, deep, grovelly, stereotypical, growly voice. So I have to rely heavily on trying to tell a story in an actor kind of way. Very mid-ranged. So I'm pushing my voice to get the deep part, and it's never deep enough. And then I just do what I do. You def have a romance voice. Yes! Yes! I need the positive affirmations. I think that voice is overrated. It's a dime a dozen. They all sound the same. And I mean, I'm not going to talk any shit on female narrators, but 99.9% of the female narrators sound exactly the same to me. Every single book sounds exactly the same. Not for nothing, it's the narration voice, but it's like the Siri of narrators. It's just the same shit all over the place. Give me something neat, dude. Give me something neat. Okay, here we go. Where did I? Okay, then you believe I can. There we go. Then you believe I can. I threw out my hand for another shake on the challenge. She dared drag the tip of her tongue across her bottom lip, which came so close to drawing the beast from his cage, I was shocked. The shake did nothing but push me into an electrical short that left me breathless and aching all over, which was exactly what she intended. All right then, she cooed. Let's see what you've got. She was so certain she'd win, she didn't bother getting into a runner's position. But she did give me an evil, albeit sensual look that sent another fire of need through every muscle and synapse. What did you got? Yeah, fuck. Yeah, voice acting is still acting. I feel most missed that training. Yeah, I've been doing this for like 9 years now. And my earlier books just sounded like regular ass books. You gotta like. Then I had a drama teacher one time. She gave me a bit of advice that I hand out. I never hand out advice because nobody asks, but when they do, and if they do, this is what I tell them. You have to go even more over the top than you think you're doing when you're acting. Like, because if you're thinking you're dramatic, in your head, you're like, yeah, I'm super dramatic, but it never comes out as dramatic as what's in your head. So you have to go even. You have to be like, oh, that was too far. And then actually, it seems to be just about enough to convey the emotion. I forget that sometimes, but it is what it is. Okay, here we go. Sensual look that sent another fire of need through every muscle and synapse. Well, this was all about having fun. The primal instinct that had been born into the beast cracked the surface, shoving aside all sense of moral compass. Shifters had been taught in an early. Oh my god, I'm stumbly. If you were going to voice act, amp that shit to 15 out of 10, then dial it back to where needed always. Hell yeah, Vitals. Hell yeah. And turn the fan off in the background. Nothing like a good hum. Nothing like a good hum. Alright. Shifters had been taught at an early age how to mask the fuck. Don't scroll. Okay. Scroll and then start. How about that, dude? Use your brain. Jesus. Okay. Shifters had been taught at an early age how to mask our attributes that could blow any human out of the water. Blending in was security. Blending in meant living a fairly normal life. Blending in meant hiding in the open and away from the prying eyes of monstrous humans unable to tolerate anything or anyone different. But right now, none of that mattered. And why? Because winning meant being able to choose the mate we preferred. Call it the Hunger Games on steroids. The event had been created 2 generations before, more as a way of keeping our young alpha shifters out of harm's way. Crime had a sensual. I said that so weird. Lock it! I'm fucking trying. My life is spent locked in. We'll get there. Crime had a sensual draw, gangs providing another type of pack, while also providing easy prey. Hunts were different, but the outcomes were always the same, almost all disguised as representations of the worst in men. But the games allowed for winners and success, and women, mates. Easy sex, some would say, although they soon learned it was expected we'd take a mate for life. Those were the good old days, or so my father had told me. Now, well, remaining mates for life was nothing more than a fabulous shifter fairy tale told to children. But the games in limited capacity still exist. I think I said that weird. Fairy tale told to children. Fairy tale told to children. But the games in limited capacity still existed, which was why the urge to win meant more than it should. Because in the end, this bad boy alpha shifter would successfully and rightfully be able to claim his mate, even if she couldn't care less. The thought was amusing. I purposely almost fell, boosting her confidence. After raking my hand through my hair and gathering a pinched face of consternation, I gave the sign I was good to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Her laugh floated through the dense, icy air, the sound delightful. She took off hard, as if her life depended on winning the race. Meanwhile, I had trouble getting my feet to work. Or so she believed. Scroll! 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 I forget to scroll! Or so she believed. Hey, where? Oh my god. Okay, found it. The only trouble was I had extreme difficulty faking the problem. I kept sticking the toe edge of the blade into the ice, piercing the surface. Danny would need to come back by the time I was finished with playing games. Or making a fool of myself. But it would all be worth it in the end, when I had her in my arms. And in my bed. Ooh, dirty word. Yeah, I see. I would actually. Hold on. Yeah, see. I would actually listen to your audiobooks. They wouldn't be boring or a bunch of breath. These are big compliments. You're gonna make me blush. They're fun. They're fun. I try to do a good job. I really do. I really do. One time, one of my reviews, this is a long time ago, but it sticks in my head and I think about it every time I go to sleep and wake up in the morning. They said that I sound, I'm not even kidding you, and take this however way you want, because they said it to me. They told me, and I was auditioning for a book, by the way. They go, you sound a little bit like a gay robot. Now, maybe I was having an off day for my narrations, but I don't think that has ever come across my lexicon of thoughts about how my voice sounds. But I think about that more than I should. Gah. This is no hetero either, but I do acknowledge good voices. I appreciate that. A good voice is a good voice. I'll tell a secret. I got a crush on, and a lot of people don't like him, Will Wheaton. That dude could read me a book any day. Any day. He's another one that doesn't do a lot of like extreme. He does a few character voices, but his books aren't overly animated with very distinct voices usually. And I like that because I kind of like the bedtime, excited bedtime story type of narration. It makes me happy. So you do give a Shy Matheson voice. I don't know who that is. Should I know who that is? I probably should. I live under a rock. Under a rock that's in a studio. I finally managed to skid across the ice, making a horrific sound as I did. Christine all but stopped, throwing her head over her shoulder, and in a moment of feeling sorry for me, she slowed down, even doubling back. Ah, how nice of her. That highlighted her character. Ooh, I said that so weird. No, he's not huge. He did a voice. Lego Batman? Oh my god, I don't have it in here. I've got a Lego Batman oil painting that I did. And sometimes, a lot of times, it's in the background. But I'm showing off my new lady right here. I have a series of oil paintings that are going in a gallery, and she's one of them. I like her for some reason. I thought she'd make a good background. I had Lego Batman, and then I had Lego, for a little bit, Lego, It'll Come to Me, Deadpool, hanging in the background. Then I had another Lego one. I digress. Anyways, that's cool though. That is so cool. I would love to voice something. Voicing Lego Batman. Huh. That must have been the coolest thing in the world. How nice of her. That highlight. Okay, that's the loudest car driving by. Dude, do you even have a muffler on? I'll wait. That highlighted her character. I took full advantage of the moment, lunging forward, while I purposely almost fell, twice, adding to her comfort level. All I was doing was waiting for the right moment. The second I found it, when she the second I found it when she doubled back. Yep, I said it right. The second I found it when she doubled back, I scrolled when I started again and lost my goddamn spot. Why do I do this to myself? Not in a rush. The second I found it when she doubled back, skating around me in a wide circle, a grin popped on my face that was so huge my face hurt. Even with the makeup of my muscles, I'd always been able to sprint. So that's what I did. I flew past her without bothering to look back. The rush of air was incredible, the feeling of being free, similar to what I had when I shifted while spending time in the forest. How long had it been since I'd let myself go? How long had I suffered in not being true to myself? Now my dog's at the fence doing little tiny barks. There's only a couple of things that interrupt my audio, and they're one of them. Look, don't judge me for no punctuation. I have limited characters here. You're as squirrely as me. Ha. Yeah, but here's the deal. I love her to death, and him. I got two of them. But sometimes, like the leaf falls off the tree at an awkward angle, and I'm like, why is there a 5-fire alarm at this? Meanwhile, somebody's at the door, and they're like, just hanging out. Fucking what? And usually there's more than one bark, but she gave me one of those. Whoop. That's all there was. That was the beginning and the end of the chapter. That's your collie. He barks at when. I love collies. Collies are awesome. I have 2 Llewellyn setters. They're just like a tinier breed of English setters. They're the shit. I went from a giant dog. I went from a giant Great Dane to 2 little tiny ones where if you put them together, there's still half of my old one. Got the collie and my pity. Oh, you got 2 good dogs. Fun fact, I found a dog yesterday. I was driving. I had to go get some primer for these 3D models that I make. And I was coming back, and this dog, obvious house dog, not a street dog, beautiful golden coat, kind of looked like oh my god, from Homeward Bound, not Shadow, not Chance. Hold on, Shadow, definitely Shadow, definitely Shadow. Roaming the streets, and I was driving around in this little I don't drive my big diesel truck because diesel's $19 a gallon. So I drive this little side by side all over the place. I call it my go kart. And so I'm chasing this fucking dog through neighborhoods. It's nice. It lets me get close, but it won't like the second I get too close, he's like, "Peace out," turns around and like trots off. So I chase it around. The mailman's watching me as they're going around and they're doing their job, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna catch this thing. And this dog broke my ankles. He went behind this group of cars, and I flew past, and I was looking around. I was like, where the fuck did it go? Turned around, backtracked a little bit, took a left. It's halfway down the street. Some lady in a VW Bug pulled over, gets out, dog runs directly to her. I'm like, ah. Is it because I'm not a lady? I feel like I give off a nice dog energy. Most dogs like me. So I stopped. Then I was like, is this your dog? She's like, no. So I held. And by the way, after she goes to them and I get out, dog comes right to me. I was like, you could have came right to me 20 minutes ago. Comes over to me, the sweetest dog in the world. I grab the collar. I'm like, it's got a number. The lady, I read out the number. The lady calls the number. I sit on the ground. Dog rolls over. Belly rubs in the middle of the street. We're having a great time. Oh my God, the dog's name was Moose. Little Moose was cool. We got a hold of the owner. And she goes, well, since they're expecting a woman, I better bring her back. And my feelings got hurt because I've been chasing this dog for 20 fucking minutes through neighborhoods. But it's fine. It's fine. A little Moose got in the bug and went on their merry way. It is what it is. Anyways, I digress. I hope Moose made it. Moose made it. When the owner gave us the address, Moose made it about 7-8 blocks away. Moose was on a little adventure. Moose was not homeward bound. Moose was heading the opposite way. It made me nervous though. I had zero street instincts. I mean, this dog was running out in front of cars and shit. That's why I was like, I can't just be like, oh, I can't catch it. It'll be fine. No, this dog is going to be dog meat. So I'm happy Moose is back home. It was cool. I'm Dead Literally Me on my run, found a possum and was like, what do I do? You at least got to stay for a second. A couple hot seconds. It's like we got to be Snow White out here. We got to be fucking holding on to birds and petting deer. I almost hit a deer the other day. By the way, you would think the way I'm describing some of these stories, I live in I live in the city, and I'm driving down the street, and this deer standing on the sidewalk like a mannequin. I was like, oh shit, that's a deer. I'm like 15 feet away from it in my little go-kart. Dude just fucking trots across the road. If I hit a deer in the city, I don't know what I'm going to think about. Patricia, welcome. You saved her, named her Corn Dog. Corn Dog the Possum? The fucking W's in the chat for that. I like that. Okay, hold on. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Spring is trying to spring around here. Okay, we're letting ourselves go, and we're about ready to outskate her. She's going to get pissed, by the way, because he's been lying to her the whole fucking time. Need some tea? I need a lot more than tea. Golly. Need a full battery reset. Okay, so I scrolled. True to myself, we're past that. I totally forgot where I am. With a final turn? Nope, we're not that far. I concentrated on winning? That's too far. I found it. How long had I suffered in not being my true... Fuck! How long had I suffered in not being true to myself? Maybe that needed to end. Some other night. The last thing I wanted was to scare the beauty to death. I concentrated on winning, and in a flash, I reached the other side of the ice, even throwing my arms into the air as if a speed skater at the Olympics. The skates glided across the ice, and other than the whooshing sound of the blades against the surface, I heard nothing. With the final turn, I faced her. The stunning woman stood almost smack in the middle of the rink, staring at me with huge doe eyes. This was the moment when it either clicked in that I was a shifter and she'd walk away, or maybe run for her life, or she'd be curious as to my other attributes. Okay, I can't... Hold on. Something Idaho. Oh my God, my eyes. There's too many F's in there. Orifano, Idaho. They nick. Then the deer bunnies because they're everywhere. You cannot drive more. Golly. We have, okay, so here's another story. We had a dude in town a long time ago who had like this little like bunny thing going on. He was like selling a bunch of buddies. When he was done, he just opened the door and let him go, right? This is like a decade ago. I could walk outside, wait 5 minutes, woo, wait 5 minutes and see a bunny. I'm not even kidding you. He let go like 10. Oh, stop sneezing. He let go like 10 and they have taken over our neighborhood. They're all over the place. When me and my two dogs go on walks, I mean they're hunting dogs, so they point everything. We point at least 3 bunnies per walk. They're absolutely everywhere. It is the weirdest thing in the world. I have some, is this dog hair? I bet it is. Oh, you're my little puppy. I took a shower today and still had dog hair on my face. Thank you, Patricia. Incredible work. Let's go.
For her life, or she'd be curious.
Oh my god, I'm gonna sneeze again. Do I get to read any of the chapter or do we just sneeze all day? Okay. Okay. We'll lock in. Okay.
For her life,
Or she'd be curious as to my other attributes. It could go either way. We started skating toward each other, the movements slow and steady, both remaining quiet. This wasn't a romantic story where the music began to crescendo as two lovers found each other, realizing their hunger could not be denied. But pretty damn close. With my heart beating rapidly, my mind barely able to focus. My dick seemed to have a life of its own, and if the fairy princess wasn't careful, I'd strip off that sexy leotard and take her right here on the ice. As horribly uncomfortable as that might sound. The sleek, easy brush has made it a little bit less with the hair everywhere. Yeah, do you like my new, I got a new alopecia spot. Check it out. Nothing like having absolutely no hair on the side of your head. And back there. Cool spots, cool new spots. Autoimmune diseases, unite!
that might sound.
I'm just glad it hasn't taken over everything. I mean, like it would matter at this point. It would save me time on shaving. I can't tell if you can tell. My fucking hairline's like back to my ear now, so we're giving up on hair on top unless I want to look like Bozo the Clown. But I'd like to keep my eyebrows. Alopecia can take everything else.
As that might sound.
As that might sound. When we were just a few feet apart.
As that might sound.
When we were just a few feet apart, we circled each other as predators would do, our gazes tripping over each other as the desire roared to the surface. As a mischievous smile, man, I'm really chewing on my words today. Low key though, I thought it was just from your headphones. Yeah, I wish. Still, that every few months or so, my spots shift. And it's cool. Yeah, literally the only reason I don't want. So here's a little fun fact. I have alopecia areata, which means like intermittent alopecia. I get a little spot here, sometimes no spot here, sometimes a little spot there, sometimes a big spot. And they last for about 6 months and then they move into a new neighborhood. Now, if it continues to grow and my immune system doesn't get a hold of the hair follicles that it is attacking and stop attacking, it turns into alopecia totalis, which means I'm a naked mole rat with no eyebrows. A leopard may not be able to change its spots, but the goddamn right I can. Every 6 months, I change my spots with the seasons.
To the surface.
Alexi, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that.
To the surface.
We're having a fun time, but a bit of a slow go.
It roared to the surface.
Okay, we're rowing to the surface.
Air
To the surface. As a mischievous smile crossed her face, I was certain one close. Holy fuck!
air roared to the surface.
As a mischievous smile crossed her face, I was certain once close, she would slap me. Oh, my voice gave out there at the end. Yuck! It's always best to look on the bright side. Absolutely correct. I like it. Lol, gotta lock in. Boy, boy, oh boy, have I been trying. As a mischievous smile crossed her face, I was certain once close, she would slap me. But I was daring enough, eager enough that all I could think about was finding out. So I took a leap of faith and closed the distance. With her chest rising and falling, she offered one last fleeting look of uncertainty. Just before she cut both sides of my face, I feel like I cut out on that word. Just before she cupped both sides of my face, pulling my head. Fuck! Just before she cut both sides of my face, pulling down my head and capturing my mouth. Aww! The kissing on the ice. The cute. She's still... Okay, two things she doesn't know. She still doesn't know this dude's got a different name. He's lying to her about her name. I don't know much about females, if fucking anything at all, judging by the way my last couple of relationships have went. But I do know this. I don't think they like when you tell them the wrong name. I think that gets off on a wrong foot. I actually knew... Hold on, I gotta get back in this chat here. I knew I liked you. I actually knew somebody that ended up with no hair all over their body. It was kind of weird. Yeah, the alopecia totalis. It's, it reminds me of, like, looks from, like, future, like, in 2077. That might be, like, a skin people want to wear. Looking at him after I knew... Get this. I used to have long, voluptuous dreadlocks. Whole mat of hair, dreadlocks flowing everywhere, just all over the place. Never again. I miss them every day. I miss them so much. Used to have big old afros. I love the afro phase. And then eventually, I was growing out my fro. And then one day, I'm not even kidding you, I looked into the mirror and I had like front-facing lights like this right here. And I could see light through the top of my hair. The sides were good. It was big afro man looking cool. But when it got to the top, I could see straight through it. I could see from the front to the back. There wasn't enough hair. And that's when I was like, you know what? My time has come. My time has come. So I did dreadlocks one more time with that fro. Kept them for a bit until like there was like tons of dreads on the side and like 2 dreadlocks on top. I pretty much looked homeless. It was fine. Now I'm bald for forever. It's a good time. It's a good time. I'm thinking hair products. My man had wild mohawks and stuff. Now he has to shave it always. I guess I'm just going to keep going on these tangents. I was in a mohawk phase when I was working for a radiological association down in Tejas, Texas. And it was in Austin, Texas, so they're very liberal. So they let you do what you want. And everybody had like wild looks. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm getting around this. I had snake bites. I had my ear pierced. I had my tongue pierced. Fucking, I was 240. I was like big. And I shaved my head into a mohawk. And then one day, I was like, am I balding in the back? Am I getting male pattern baldness? Literally right here. It was mohawk from here to here, and then no mohawk in the middle, and then mohawk down the back of the head. And I was like, this sucks. Turns out that was the beginning of my alopecia. That was the very beginning. It started as like the old man spot, and then I grow great hair there now. It's that spot's not in season. But that's how I found out I had alopecia. My mohawk got cut in half. One Punch Man. Hey, that's a great show, by the way. Great show. Okay, chapter 11. More feminine voice. This might be easier since my allergies seem to be kicking up by quite a bit. Female intonations. Oh, that's what's happening. It's my shirt. So, my shirt on my Velcro beard. I wipe my nose with my shirt because I'm a disgusting boy. And I played with my dogs. My dogs, last story, then I'm going to start, I swear. So I get done, I shower, I get fresh clothes right out of the hamper, because I'm also a dude. And I put my clothes on, and then my 2 dogs stand on the back of the couch, and I have to play with them before I come to work. We have to have like snuggles, bite my ear, attack my neck. But then in that whole thing, I just get a bunch of their hair all over my freshly put on shirt, uh, and that's how I'm gathering all this hair. It is great. Adult Aang. Have you seen Adult Aang yet? I have not. I have not. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe play with the puppies before you put the shirt on. I got a Velcro chest hair though. The hair is just gonna be there. Ugh. It's this is how you take them everywhere with you. God, I was cleaning out my camper. This is gonna be a sad story. I was cleaning out my camper and I was vacuuming the carpet in there, and my Great Dane passed away back in January, and I found a ton of her hair in the corner, and I was like, "Oh my God, you still take them with you?" It was the cutest thing in the world. I'm sad. I miss her every day. Chapter 11. Christine. One kiss equaled 1,000 words. Only some of the words I could issue were not necessarily ladylike, especially when issued by a teacher. I also hadn't intended on kissing a stranger in the middle of an empty arena, but I'd certainly wished for some excitement. I'd thought the moment in the middle of my yard had been deliriously spicy, but when topped off by a more personal, intimate kiss after almost meeting his mother, the moment shared had been eye-opening and thrilling. When I'd tasted Danny's lips, all bets had been off. Now, with the drink in front of us, we couldn't seem to take our eyes off each other. And we weren't even talking. I had no clue about his hobbies or his likes and dislikes. He didn't know mine. There's a company that can make a diamond out of your puppies. What? Puppy's hair? I didn't know that. That'd be cool as shit. That'd be super cool. Then you can totally 100% take them everywhere you go. Oh my gosh. That is cool as shit. That is extremely awesome. Here's a deep dark fact that I'm just gonna volunteer for people. I keep both of my dogs that have passed away. I keep in the center console in the back of my truck, because they like to go on car rides, and they just go on rides with me everywhere now. They ride eternal to Valhalla.
Dislikes? He didn't know mine.
We just didn't care. I took a sip of my wine, and as soon as I shifted in my seat, the throbbing between my legs became that much more intense. I'd been on fire for over 2 hours, incapable of keeping some very lurid thoughts from ravaging my mind. While we were both lost in our little world, sitting in a semi-crowded bar that he'd chosen, a little joint, okay, there was a comma there, I just fucking, pull me over, I ran that stop sign, holy crap. That's fine, mine are in decorative rosewood boxes, and they're in the car, hell yes, I like it. Oh, that's actually cute. No hetero. No hetero. No hetero taken. Um, yeah, I really don't know what to do with them. So they ride eternal. It's cool. It's the life we live.
Ravaging my mind. Ravaging my mind.
Okay, now let's pay attention to the commas.
Ravaging my mind.
While we were both lost in our little world, sitting in a semi-crowded bar that he'd chosen, a little joint on the corner of one busy street and another, we were still being watched. Maybe people could see how in tune to each other we were, or maybe just the lust that oozed from our pores. Then again, maybe it was the liquor that had obviously been flowing for hours, and the fact the only other female inside the bar was the bartender. I suddenly felt like fresh grade A meat. When he leaned over the small table, a hot flash rushed through me. I'd been aroused by plenty of men before. Of course I had. But this was different. Even from across a room, I'd felt that undeniable chemistry written about in romance novels. However, finding myself covered in tiny prickles of sweat was not only surprising, but the phenomenon was also annoying as hell. Don't miss the karma. For real, for real.
Annoying as
If I didn't get a little air, or maybe some cool water on my face, I was fearful I'd combust.
Light combust.
Or, oh my god, my voice.
Light combust. Light combust.
Are you alright? He stood when I did, his entire body tense. Not only did he act as if he was going to walk by my side to the bathroom, he also growled when a strange man walked by. I'm not sure what just drove by, but holy shit, it was shitting and getting. I do find it funny that J.R. Wayward says that she doesn't write with punctuations. Typically, it's her editor that puts them in. Like, I get it, flow of thought and all that, but holy shit, that editor must be doing some heavy lifting.
Man walked by.
Just a hundred, a hundred straight pages of a run-on sentence. Hell yeah!
Strange man walked by. Strange
Man walked by. A man who wasn't paying us any attention. I'm fine, Big He-Man. Just going to the ladies' room, if that's all right with you. I wasn't asking his permission. He scanned the perimeter as if I'm chewing on my words again.
asking his permission.
He scanned the perimeter as if searching for predators. I'll be right here. If you need anything, just yell. Where he was playful in his arrogance before, now that his dominant side had kicked in, I was uncertain I could keep my mouth shut. And I'll be in there where nothing will happen that you need to know a play-by-play about. His possessiveness was strangely appealing, which floored me. Every time a man had acted as the Unholy! Welcome. Unholy's in the house. Let's go. It's a really good thing that she's traditionally published. It's the lizard saying, I'm reading these comments backwards. I should put my chat upside down. It's the lizard but saying, comma, chameleon. Unholy, thank you for all of the little gifts. Hooray, hooray.
Every time a man
Okay.
acted as if the room floored
Every time a man had acted as fuck.
floored me.
Every time a man had acted as if they were in control, I'd not handled it like a lady. The thought kept me smiling as I headed into the restroom. After splashing cool water in my face, I stared into the mirror, forced to blink a few times. At least I could breathe a little easier. I'd felt entirely too suffocated before. Were my eyes dilated? How was that even possible after half a glass of wine? It had to be the effects of the ugly fluorescent lighting buzzing and glitching overhead. When I looked again, I was startled. I looked like some wild woman who'd been on a cocaine binge for way too long. Had I not brushed my hair? Let's not talk about hair.
Way too long.
Oh, it's a sore subject.
Way too long.
Had I not brushed my hair after ripping out the ponytail? Ugh. And all I had was a flimsy comb in my purse, which I usually hurried. What? Fucking, that's not the word at all. Okay, back to work before I get in trouble for having you playing in my store. All right, Unholy, bye. Thank you for sharing, and goodbye.
Home in my purse. Home in my purse.
Okay, home in my purse. Somebody on a TikTok yesterday called a comb a coomb, and I never wanted to throw my phone so hard in my life.
Home in my purse.
Which I used hurriedly, wincing when I looked at myself again. Now I understood the concept of a freshly fucked look. Trying to laugh off my unsophisticated appearance, I headed out of the bathroom, instantly tingling from the heavy hit of electricity that was so unexpected it ripped air from my lungs. So much so that I was suddenly pressed against the corridor wall, trying desperately to capture stolen breath. Wow, Maybe I was coming down with something, given every inch of skin was both on fire and tingling as if bitten by icy cold. A strange vision popped into my mind of claws coming from the shadows, etching deep lines in a thick block of ice. What the hell? Why don't you have a drink with me, little lady? A strange voice dragged me from whatever place of misery I'd shoved myself into. The hallway was dimly lit, the single light overhead creating one too many disturbing shadows. What was it about old places and the owners who refused to bring them up to code? I'm here with someone, but thank you for the offer. That punk? A large man stepped partially from the shadows, but from the angle, I was only able to see half of his face. The jagged scar drifting from just under his eye, disappearing past his jaw, was the only thing I was able to concentrate on. The single eye in view was imploring, shimmering as if a light was shining behind the glowing orb. Glowing orb, scroll and then read again. What in the hell was it with all the lighting in this place? His words annoyed the hell out of me. I assure you he's no punk. I almost told him that Danny would beat his ass, but certainly didn't want to make that offer. And why would I think that way in the first place? That wasn't like me. Maybe I was just sick and tired of certain people being made fun of. Like my students. Yes, leave it in! How many times had I heard them How many times had I heard they were dumb? They were highly intelligent young men and women. Trust me, he's not worth your while. I'll show you a real man. Okay, let's do this one. We'll do it again. Good stuff. Thank you. Everybody likes a good burp. Okay. Fuck! Okay, there's my spot. Trust me, he's not worth your while. I'll show you a real man. Maybe I shouldn't have reacted the way I did, but in truth, I surprised myself. But I was finished with assholes who thought they were better than others. So I got in his face. Trust me, buddy, you're no man in comparison. Oh, yeah? Maybe I need to show you. He dared place his hand on my arm, creeping forward by a few inches. The stench of liquor reminded me that he was likely drunk. Not that it offended him. Oops, that's not the word at all. Not that it offered him an excuse. I suggest you take your hand off me, I told him, in as nice a voice as possible. I just want to show you what a real man is like. A snapping sound echoed as if magnified in the dense hallway. Within a split second, the asshole howled in pain. From the shadows walked my hero, who currently had the stranger's hand crushed in his own. The look on Danny's face was one I'd never forget. Primal, as if he was going to eat the man alive for daring to touch me. The lady asked you not to touch her. Oh, I love when they say show a real man. Yeah. Like they fucking never seen one before. Ugh. The lady asked you not to touch her. My God, my voice is giving out. I'm almost done for the day. The lady asked you not to touch her. Danny's voice was also almost unrecognizable, deeper than before, a husky sound that reverberated through every cell and muscle. I was suddenly licking my lips as if in anticipation of what my date would do. The stranger shifted the sound into a distinct, gritty hiss, Get off me! Using his hold as leverage, Danny walked him back against one wall. I could feel the electricity and heat pumping off his body. I'd never seen anyone as tense as he'd become, and I could tell he was eager for the jerk to do something further to irritate him. I don't think so. Not until you apologize to the lady. Bad news for the jerk. He laughed as if all of this was one big joke. Not to a man like Danny. The heat roared more than before as anger swept through his system. All he had to do was twist his hand, and the instant crack meant he was about to break bones or already had. Don't, I told him. Ugh. Every cell sounded like you rolled those together. Hold on, let me go back. Ooh, that was a long read. That was way back there.
His hold as leverage, Danny walked him back against one.
Even further back.
Danny's voice was also almost unrecognizable, deeper than before, a husky sound that through every cell and muscle.
Every cell and muscle.
I was suddenly and muscle sound that reverberated
Through every cell and muscle. That's alright, that's alright.
I could tell he was roared more than before. His anger swept through his system.
Ba
All
ba
he
ba
had to do
ba.
was twist his hand, and he
Okay, we're twisting hands.
break bones or already had.
Oh, already had. Megan, welcome.
About to break bones or already had.
Definitely gotta check. Definitely. Definitely gotta check. I get to listen to all this again at some point in time. Usually catch them most of them.
Bones or already had. Don't, I told him.
Don't. Oh my god, I said that was like from fucking North Dakota.
Bones or already had.
Don't, I told him, even placing my hand on Danny's arm. He's just drunk and said something stupid, didn't you? When the stranger didn't answer right away, I threw him a hateful look. At the same time, Danny lowered his head until his face was maybe 2 inches from the jerk's. It shocked me that the gruff dude who'd refused to apologize was suddenly shaking in his boots. Don't hurt him, I pleaded. Having the police show up wouldn't be the perfect end to an interesting evening. That wouldn't be the adventure I'd sought. Danny kept his face on the jerk, who was now blubbering an apology. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I'm very sorry.
Very sorry.
After Danny squeezed... Oopsies, that's not where Danny goes.
Very sorry.
After I squeezed Danny's arm again, he finally backed off, taking a single step. Fuck! Don't want too many pickups. Pickups are the bane of my existence.
I'm very sorry.
But like breathing, they are necessary, I suppose.
Very sorry.
After I squeezed Danny's arm again, he finally backed off, taking a single step. Oh, fucking Christ. Come on, brain.
I'm very sorry.
After I squeezed Danny's arm again, he finally backed off, taking a single step away while pointing his finger in the man's face. I don't want to talk about this again. Do you hear me? I'd never seen such a switch before, but Danny certainly had a commanding presence. Yes, sir. The stranger nodded before running away from us. Danny watched him walk away before backing me against the wall. Did he hurt you? He did not. That's good. Very good. Because no one hurts my woman and lives. With his face hovering over mine, an entirely different level of hunger tore through me, one that seemed uncontrollable. I'd disliked the possessiveness before. Now it was a powerful aphrodisiac, and the desire was even more rampant. Do you want to get out of here? I asked, as I gripped his shirt with both hands. His smile was slow and steady like before. Hell yes. All right, there is a break in the chapter, and I think we're going to call it there today. For real. Yeah, that's it. That's going to be it. I got some shangs to do today. Some shangs to do and stuff. It's a great break time. What else are we going to do today? I have to. Oh my God. I have to do some. I think they call them chores. And that's going to be fun. And then I have to do a lot of 3D fucking modeling today. I printed this Psyduck with his face plastered across the window, and I tried to do it fast because it was a super long print. Nobody cares about this, but I'm just going to verbal diarrhea this. Super long print, so I was like, I'm going to push the speeds and make it cool. And so I pushed the speeds, and it came out beautiful this morning, and I posted on my Instagram. It was cool. I was like, yay! And then I was removing the supports, and the supports printed too fast with the interface, and I broke the model while taking a support off. So instead of taking 24 hours to print a successful Psyduck, I printed a Psyduck in 16 hours that I broke immediately upon taking it off of the 3D printer. So I'm going to probably stare at a wall for a while, then fix that, and then I have to fix an Auburn statue. And then I'm probably going to do another painting because I'm in an art gallery. I want to get another art gallery. I want to get another one. I want to get another one out there. It'll be fine. No! Yes, I fucking... Oh, my God. You know what? I'll post it on my TikTok story. You'll know. Nobody else will know. But you'll know. You'll know with the big hole in the bottom of Psyducks. You'll know how it got there. Fuck. It was huge, too. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. This Psyduck was like... It was a monster. It was cool. Now it's cool garbage. Anyways, Wickedly, I appreciate you chilling. It was a big deal. Usually these chats are filled with solitude, as most lives on the internet are. But yeah, it was fun. It was cool. And I'll be back here tomorrow. Yep. Yep. Ooh, hold on. I might not be back here tomorrow because we are getting to a very steamy section. But we'll see. You'll cherish me. Thank you. Just gonna do notes for tomorrow. 2 for work. Yay! All work and no play. What does this world come to? It is what it is. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. Well, have a blessed day, and I don't know.